I've been sampling my favorite patches from my Prophet 12 and turning them into Ableton Live instruments. Let's take a look at one called Indie Cheese Organ. All right, so you're gonna download this and open up the session that matches your version of Ableton Live. I'm using 12.1 right now. So when you open it, it's going to look like this. Got a nice picture of my Prophet, some information about it. And then here's the rack itself. Let's take a look. The default, which you could always snap back to, is just the literal sound off of the Prophet 12. So, you know, it's gonna sound like this. But I've got some snapshot presets for you that are super cool and inspiring. Blur C2 to C4. I called it that because it reminds me of the band Blur. And if you play it in the lower C2 to C4 octave ranges, it gets that kind of vibe. That's pretty cool. 80s ARP. It sounds like this. Ooh. Zelda ARP. Fun one. Tight triplet ARP. So if you had a beat, this is going to be hitting on a triplet patterns. Goes pretty high too. All right, Super Mario, last but not least. And then you can always snap back to the default and boom. Now those are my settings I made that are just some quick vibes I like, but obviously you can and should dial this in on your own all sorts of different ways. So first we have a drive type. At setting 1, there's no drive. This is just from the Prophet, right? It's gonna sound like, but the Prophet itself has a really nice analog drive. I sampled this with the drive on also, and if you turn this to number 2, now it's gonna be overdriven, but literally from the Prophet. So without, with, and then setting 3 is a blend of the drive and undrive playing together, which gets this kind of chorusy thing that's awesome. So 3 different drive types, and then of course we have arpeggiator off or on once you turn it up past halfway. The rate, right? How many octaves is the arpeggiator adding? Basically, I set this up to do everything the Prophet 12 does, which is so fun to use its arpeggiator. Right, so that's fun. And then ARP pattern, that's super dope. If you show the info view, ARP pattern, that has settings 1 through 6. You could go up, down, down, up, random other, and random one. So if you don't like the arpeggiator pattern, you can change it. Let's go to random. Release and attack, check this out. That's the sauce right there. D-Mud's gonna scoop out around 200 Hertz. And then you could brighten it up a bit too. 7K shelf. Just add a little sparkle, take some mud out. And then if you want, you know, we've got the low pass filter. Which is cool because you could just automate that on the track, right? If needed. And there's a high pass filter. So you could really have full control over filtering just like you would on the Prophet 12. And last but not least, my favorite part of this maybe is the way I've built in reverb to use with the rack. So reverb volume and decay time. Short room up to a long haul, and then there's a reverb switcher. So a setting 1, it's just Ableton stock reverb. Setting 2, it's hybrid reverb plate. Setting 3, ooh, that's pretty. Ableton's hybrid reverb hall. And then the 4th setting is a convolution reverb pro. And that is a Max for Live device. So if you don't have it, you can download it and install it for free, and then that will work. So you get all these different reverbs with volume and decay time. So now let's hear this in a beat, and you'll see that there's some automation on the low pass filter. So this is available now in my shop, and please give it a try, use it, let me know how it works out, leave a review, leave some comments, and hopefully I hear that you made the dopest song ever.